going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the WR podcast. And today we have some massive trade news once again about the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears are trading for wide receiver Chase Claypool of the Steelers in exchange for a 2023 second round pick. And guys, let me tell you, I'm so excited at the moment. The Bears just made some culture changing things over the last 24 hours. First, trading away star linebacker Roquan Smith, not extending him, deciding to let him go, trading him away for a second and a fifth to the Baltimore Ravens, as well as AJ Klein. And now they're shifting towards the offensive side of the football, showing that they have trust in Justin Fields, giving him a big time weapon in young wide receiver Chase Claypool in exchange for a second round pick. And in this quick little reaction video, I want to go over the trade details first, then talk about the player Chase Claypool himself, and then later what this means for the team moving forward. So with that being said, let's get right into it and start off with the trade details. And the trade details are pretty simple. The Bears get wide receiver Chase Claypool in exchange for a second round pick, but it gets kind of tricky because the Bears obviously have two now after the Baltimore Ravens trade with that Roquan Smith draft pick that we acquired. And this one probably will be the later one because the Ravens will have a better season and will finish stronger, so they will have a later pick. But it appears like per Ian Rappaport that it will be the Bears pick, so they get Chase Claypool in exchange for their own original second round pick, which probably will be a higher one, so a bit more value there for the Steelers. But overall, I want to grade this trade, and this one is easily a B plus for me overall. Yes, a second round pick may seem high for a player that has shown some good things, but was never outstanding or too outstanding in his career. But I'm going to tell you in a second why. But overall, on the other side as well, Chase Claypool is a young player that has tons of upside and gets your young quarterback a weapon right away. Just shows how much trust the Bears just developed over the last couple of weeks in Justin Fields, what they saw with him. They want to give him some weapons to get a better result at the end of the season for himself. So absolutely love the confidence by Ryan Poles into our young quarterback as well. But by the end of the day, wide receiver is a premium position. Skill players are not hard to find. You can find them in the draft pretty easily, but there are also lots of bust candidates in there as well. And by the end of the day, Chase Claypool is only 24, has experience in the league, balled out for the Steelers for years now. Yes, he has been up and down for them, but he's always not being utilized the right way most of the time as well with them, because they have so many good weapons over there as well. So it's tough to truly evaluate him. But for me, that's a big time steal for Ryan Poles. You get him still with 1 year left on his rookie contract. That's a big point as well, because you now have time to see what you have in him, want to extend him right after this season or wait until next season. But you bought yourself some time with a young big time playmaker that now has the chance to really become that wide receiver one for an organization. So absolutely love this one. Also, second round pick. It is the Bears' second round pick, like I said, but I think that's still a fair value because, yes, you have to, first of all, draft a wide receiver, and the drafted wide receiver also has to be good. With Chase Claypool, you basically know what you have in him, and he still has some upside with only being 24 years old, so I really don't mind the risk of getting him. And also, we have to consider the upcoming free agent class won't be a pretty premium one because there's not a lot of talent entering the 2023 free agent market. This is a time where teams massively overpay for players and get them so much money thrown at. Christian Kirk is the best example, even though he's playing at an okay level. But still, I think a second round pick for Chase Claypool is a fair value. I rate as a B+, which is totally fine by me, like I said. And by the end of the day, I'm just so happy that the Bears are shifting into the right direction, moving towards the offense, towards a young quarterback. That's just something we've never seen because the Bears were always the guys that paid the guys their money. I mean, there have been cheap with players as well, right? But You know what I mean? But by the end of the day, I'm just happy that they're shifting towards the offensive side of the football. Absolutely love it. And we still have time to figure out the deal with Chase Claypool. So with that being said, I actually want to move on to Chase Claypool himself and talk about his career real quick. He was a second-round pick in the 2020 NFL Draft by the Pittsburgh Steelers and really developed into a nice piece for them. Overall, he's 6'4" tall, 238 pounds, and only 24 years old, turned 24 on July 7th. So he really has so much more time left in his NFL career. So that is why it is even more great to have him now on the Chicago Bears. Big body wide receiver that brings something we don't have on the team right now, even though N'Keal Harry played nice against the Cowboys, but he hasn't really showed that yet in the league that he can be that type of guy. But Chase Claypool is a guy that can make spectacular catches, that still brings some speed with him, just a speed-sized demon, has a nice body. He can really just box out players, go up and get it. That's a guy that we definitely need here in Chicago. He can bring some red zone threat ability as well. In 2020, just for example, in his rookie season, he played in 16 games, had 873 yards and 9 touchdowns. So this is a guy that definitely knows how to find the end zone, and also had 2 touchdowns rushing the ball in the same year as well. And when we look at the rest of his career, 2021 for the Steelers, 15 games, 860 yards, 2 touchdowns. And now this year in 2022, he had 8 games started and 8 games played, had 32 receptions so far, 311 yards and 1 touchdown. Yes, his production dropped a little bit with them adding some talented players in George Pickens and also having Deontay Johnson, who seemed to be like their favorite target of Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickens. But man, the guy has never played with a talented quarterback as Justin Fields. Even though it might seem crazy, but I think Justin Fields is easily the most talented guy he's ever played with. He can definitely feed him with some beautiful deep balls, and Chase Claypool will just be able to snag those catches. I'm just so excited for this man. Having just him in Chicago is absolutely beautiful. And for a just quick little outlook for the future of the Bears as well, now you just completely shifted your franchise from paying a off-ball linebacker that didn't fit your system, traded him away for a second and a fifth. He wanted over $20 million a year. You trade him away, create cap space, get more draft assets, and then the next day you get a really good young wide receiver that definitely has the potential to be a very good wide receiver in this league. Easily sets him as the wide receiver 1 for the Bears at the moment. Yes, Darnell Mooney is a beast, but just that classic wide receiver 1, that's what I'm talking about. Just a guy that can go up and get it, make some clutch catches. Mooney can do that as well, but man, Chase Claypool has a huge opportunity. The player himself has now a better chance of shining in Chicago, even though this year might be a bit of a suffering for him as well. He might not be too happy being now on this team, but I mean, the Steelers weren't playing well either, right? So by the end of the day, it's a bright future for Chicago, and love this move. And like I said, when we look at the receiving core for the Chicago Bears, at the moment, it's looking okay, right? We have Darnell Mooney, but Chase Claypool definitely adds a nice flavor to that wide receiver room. Also, we have lots of players on only 1-year contracts, which is interesting as well. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out. I think EQ is a candidate that you want to re-sign. Maybe a guy like N'Keal Harry could be a potential re-sign as well. I think he's up for a extension as well. But right now, you will have Chase Claypool as your, let's name him the wide receiver 1 at the moment, right? Darnell Mooney as your really great wide receiver 2, but I really don't even care. You can name them whatever you want to. Don't get mad at me. And then you have N'Keal Harry, who's a great blocker, showed some good stuff against the Cowboys. Velus Jones Jr., who struggled so far, but he can have some value with those reverses and designed runs for him. Dante Pettis has shown up a couple of games as well. And then EQ, Equinemius St. Brown, really nice player as well that does all the dirty work for the Bears on the field as well. But overall, this is a big-time upgrade for the offense. You got Justin Fields, another weapon that he can trust. Maybe the first couple of weeks it will be tough to truly evaluate their connection because Claypool is new to the football team and their connection might not be there yet because of the lack of practice that they had together. But overall, I'm super happy about this trade, and really props to my man Ryan Poles, who made this happen. Just lots of action right before the trade deadline. It was so much fun covering this trade deadline with three big time trades basically with Robert Quinn, Roquan Smith, and now Chase Claypool. But overall, I like the direction that the Bears are headed to. It might be a higher price with a second round pick, but I think at the end of the day, in the long run, this will really redeem the Chicago Bears and quarterback Justin Fields moving forward. Great move, absolutely love it, and I'm just so happy at the moment. Let's just enjoy this and just enjoy having a good wide receiver now with Darnell Mooney. Pair him with another pretty damn good young wide receiver. This can be a really dynamic trio with Justin Fields for years to come, and I just can't wait for the offseason to come because we have so much money to spend and still lots of draft picks. We still have a second round pick, right? We can't just forget that, guys, and then just see what those players are able to do this year and next year as well. But with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed this quick little reaction video to this Chase Claypool trade. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what you think of it. Do you like it or do you not like it? And yeah, like I said, like and subscribe if you like the video. Check out Instagram and Twitter if you want to as well. And as always, guys, bear down.